Hello, I did this uh, lesson already in Hebrew and I thought it would be good if I do that in English. I think it's a very important lesson. And the question to be asked is what is the difference between prayer and a blessing? When you think about it, it's a bit the same, but it isn't. And for this, we need to really delve into the Kabbalah, which is the mystical Jewish um, way to understand the world. The world, when God, when and most people in the world they believe in God, and God got many names, but eventually everybody in a way believe in the same God, that infinity of something which created us. When we think about God, God is infinity. God is about um, it's something which you cannot really comprehend. So when God created the world, he had to use some he had to put some barrier between him and the world to make the world. And the world, in a way that, and in Judaism, in the mystical Kabbalah, we believe that God created the world in 10 different, steps to go down and to understand, for him to comprehend. Because think about it, when there is a river and there is one small cup, the cup will not be able to get so much water. So for us to get that water, he had to put those barriers between us. The world, the God, by using words, which is very important, he created the world through 10 different steps. The first one is Keter, is the crown of him. Is the infinity, and there is a wisdom, and then there is understanding. First, when you think about something, there is that thing which comes to your mind, and it is somewhere, but you don't understand what. There is something. It's somewhere, but and then when you get into it, it's about understanding it and expanding it. And then there is kindness, and there is discipline, and there is a beauty, and there is there is splendor, and there is foundation, and there is kingship. All those things, eventually they are like 10, but mainly there are 5, which are the crown and wisdom, understanding, and foundation, beauty and kingship. Because beauty, in a way, contain all the other steps, in a way, because in every step they are like, when you go down, in a way, that it is made from, in a way, from the same material, and but not in the same way. So, and anyway, beauty is containing everything, because when you look at those steps, it's just like you are in awe of what the universe is, which all of them contain it. And then there is Malchut. Malchut is the kingship, is the way. It's not entirely from God himself, it's about us, because when you think about kingship, you think about God you think about a king forcing himself, or people, or something like, it's different. Kingship, in a way, need to come from us. Okay, so this is, in a way, this is where the connection is between us and God. This is there where we meet up. We need to understand and look at the beauty of God to really comprehend it and want to receive His kingship on us. This is a real king. Real king get his kingship not because he's forcing his people. He's getting his kingship because people want to follow him. They see the beauty of the world. They see everything, and they want, to follow his, ways. So when we explain that about the world, and in a way, when I would ask you to just close your eyes for a second. Just close your eyes. I'm closing my eyes. And imagine a world where, I don't know, a time you open a window very first in the morning, and the sun is shining in, and you see that those sun rays coming through. Just think about it, those sun rays coming, like 10 of them, and all of them are connected between each other. And they come eventually, and they get to our eyes, and we see that beauty, that light. And that light, in a way, it is the beauty of the world. So when you look at it now, open your eyes and imagine that, that light, and we are talking about, you multiply it for so much, and it is not going to be enough. That light is getting to us. And in a way, everything which is up is down in the earth. And everything which is down in the earth is up. Everything is connected. Everything we do in this world, you are doing something above. And for example, when I'm trying to explain that, when you think about the kingship, the next thing from us here connecting to the kingship is the crown, our crown. So if there is something missing here, all of us, human being, the world, the universe, this is what I'm talking about, creation, we are going to miss something because it's coming from the crown. And if there is something missing, we are going to feel it. So what is a blessing? Let's go for it. A blessing, every person, everything in this world, we human being created in the image of the world. Because think about it, when it's written also in the Bible, but when the world is created and we get down to the crown after the kingship, in a way we are an image of him, of this crown. We are an image. So everything which is in God, in a way, that infinity, but I know it is very difficult to understand it. We got that in us. So it's about this infinity. It's about every part of us got that infinity in us, and the connection. It is amazing that we are human being. Everything in this world got like an image of infinity. And when you understand that, so if you got infinity, there is no past, there is no present in the future. Everything is the same. our perspective, because we are just a small cup. We don't really can understand that. But certain people just a bit comprehend a bit more than everybody else. And they are like more knowledgeable of the world, understanding how. And when you understand something like this and the creation of the world, you can make, you just stand in awe over the creation. And sometimes it's happening to us when we go somewhere on holiday and you just stand and you watch the sea, the waves, the everything. It's so beautiful just to look. And we are in awe because it is an image. And us, we also an image of God in a way, of the creation, of everything. So when we look in ourselves and we see that infinity in us, just awe. And in a way, when you look at each other, we just need to, it's amazing. We are our own world by itself. We are our own kingdom. And in a way, when there is kingship, we need to accept it inside us. And we need to accept that infinity in us. We need to love each other. We need to love ourselves, to understand it, to accept it, to accept the infinity inside our body and understand it. And what is a blessing? Now let's go for it. A blessing when everything, in a way, when God created us, there is that goodness waiting for us. And that goodness, because of all the system how it works, is like too much bureaucracy. At times we don't get it. We don't get it enough. We don't open enough for it. So when there is a blessing, what happened? What is happening to us? The blessing, like blessing, it's like a pool somewhere of goodness. So we said that everything which in this world, it is an image of the crown. There is a crown here, a crown here. So when we bless somebody to get something good, our world got that infinity. And so what the infinity does is taking away all those steps and goes directly to the crown, which is there, the likeness of the crown. And that crown brings us all what we need, the goodness which is intended for us. And this is a blessing. And this is why when we say something good, we have to say something good about other people around us. We need, and it's not only by talking, it's also by thinking, making words. Just think about you as an infinity, what your imagination, what your words can do in this world. And what is a prayer? A prayer, a blessing is something which is meant for us. And this is what we need to do. A prayer is something like you are looking at above the crown. Because even a crown, it is like finite, like there is, by calling it a name, there is a finite. And you go directly to the source above it. And you pass everything and you get something which is not even intended to you. This is a prayer. So when you pray to God, then you really, and your infinity in you, the image of God inside you, it's making you, wow, connection, that amazing connection. And you can, that infinity of that sadness in you can change all what you are. And apropos the hands and everything, it's the likeness of infinity in your hand. It's about looking at the line There are rivers like the walls around us. There are mountains. There are ridges, like there in our world and everything. So how the infinity works in around us, from inside us, outside, and from outside to us. This is why we are so, like we said that in the Malchut, they are connected, so they are both ways. So when how do you feel happy and understanding your infinity, understanding that all aids and everything is a lot of time just because we fear when somebody is cutting us on the road, and we said, oh, that schmuck, that terrible person. We want to be in control. We are so scared because we are so scared of being hurt. Everything in life, is like, it's about us not knowing what is the infinity in us, in our beautiful of. And in Judaism, word always been that you use what we use every day to make miracles, because in every word there is in Judaism, in Hebrew, words have got a meaning, and a meaning, and you can use it for something good, or you can use it for something bad. And you can use it for just talking to each other and tell him about somebody, like, oh, he's ugly. Or you can use those words and the same word and make miracle with it, because there is infinity in everything in us. This is why, for example, in the Middle Age, there was a story about the Lionheart, the king, and he was like crowned, and the Jews were, insisted of going to, his coronation of the Lionheart. But people say that no, we don't want you, because the Jews usually, when there is a new crown, they use word, and at that time in the Middle Age, they thought that words can make something, and thought that by the Jews saying something like that, the coronation of the Lionheart is not going to be successful. But they just nevertheless wanted to be in the coronation. They went there and they gave some present, and they were like, many of the Jews, all those Jews were like sentenced to death by, like people who were there. The Lionheart, the king, didn't know even about it. And, even in the age, they thought about witches and that, about words. Words got a lot of power. And there is a lot of power. You create world, everything you do in this world. It is like we are, in a way, and not only us as a world, we are part of many other people, our worlds. And everything, and this is what is so important, to make this world, by changing this, everything, and going down immediately. Because everything you do down, there is something. And this is why it's not like saying, God, I want to find money. You need to work hard here to get that connection, and getting and pulling it toward you. Because without you doing something, there is nothing. It's going to happen here. You need to do it. You need to do something. It is down to you. It's down to your mouth, down to your being. So that was a very long lesson about prayer and blessing. I hope you really like it, and see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.